me of him, even the way you speak on the stage. So thank you so much for this speech. And go back to you, Toastmaster Omar Khayyam, because you're gonna be the evaluator for the second speaker. So you can take the stage again.
Yes. Yes.
You're gonna be the evaluator for the second speaker. So you can take the stage again.
Yes. So if you can avoid the camera, that would be great.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait. Sorry.
Okay. ये तारीफ से आपका क्या है?
Icebreaker.
Presentation master.
Presentation master.
Okay. Next speech is by Toastmaster Tariq Somro. He is delivering his icebreaker of the pathway presentation mastery level 1. Over to you, Toastmaster Tariq Somro.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
My voice is.
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum, fellow Toastmasters and respected guests. Let me ask you a simple question. When the light goes off at home, what happens? We complain.
Yes.
When it comes back, we move on. Very few of us think about what happens behind the switch. Let me tell you a story of a person who works behind it. That is me. My name is Tariq Sumro. By profession, I am mechanical engineer and I work for a large power station here in Pakistan. In next few minutes, I am talking about 3 points agenda. Where I come from, what my profession taught me about life, and why I joined Toastmasters. So many of us, like here, I come from middle class family. In Pakistan environment, for middle class families, there are a lot of challenges, responsibilities, power cuts, limited resources, and uncertainty. But today, I'm not here to complain, but I'm here for the little progress, even not focusing on the perfection, because I believe our small consistent steps adds to a progress that will one day become a big success, inshallah. So the second point, what my profession taught me about life. Machines are very honest teachers. If you ignore a small problem, it will become a big catastrophic situation. Same happens with life. If we ignore our situations and not make each progress every day, one day we will feel that we have wasted our time. So my profession taught me discipline, teamwork, and accountability. But it also showed me a gap that I was very good with my works, but not with my words. So because I joined Toastmasters, because whenever in the meetings, sometimes I feel that whenever it was time to speak, but I choose to adjourn to express my ideas. So that was not growing me in my career. So I decided to join Toastmasters. Here Toastmasters, what I am learning, I have learned to organize my ideas, speak with confidence and clarity, and express myself. And beside this, also Toastmasters adding my skills for the leadership, tune up and polishing. And today's my this icebreaker speech is one of the journey in my adding a little progress, but even not I'm thinking about for the perfection. So today I shared where I come from, what my profession taught me about life, and why I am here. I still work behind the switch, but instead of adjournment, I choose action. I want to stand in front of people with full confidence, clarity, and commitment with my everyday progress. So, because a little progress each day adds up to a big results. Thank you very much for listening, dear Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tarek Somru, for the amazing icebreaker. It's the first speech, so it can go a lot worse than this, but it went really great, so I really liked it. Thank you so much. And for our next speech, the evaluator is gonna be Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid. So, Toastmaster Talha, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The third speech is always a very special one because it is the capstone of completion of a path. And completion of a path is a dream for all of us who are actually pursuing different paths. So, when you've completed 5 levels, you present your learnings in a speech, and the duration of reflect on your path speech is correct me if I'm wrong, it's 10 to 12 minutes, right?
It is 10 to 12 minutes.
Yes.
Yes. It is. And Toastmaster Ibrahim, make sure you can see the window that says Karachi Toastmasters Club because that will be the timer's window.
Great. So when can I start?
All right, you can start.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, please raise your hands if you'd wish you could travel back in time 5 years. Now, I imagine that Nawara is raising her hand as well, because everyone in life struggles with that emotion. And today, as I come to finish a pathway in Toastmasters, I'm not so much so proud in completing this milestone
As much as I am somber and feeling emotional at the journey and at the days that have come to an end. Dear guests and Toastmasters, it's too often that life runs by us and we are left missing hours that have long since elapsed. It feels as if it was almost just yesterday. I was still a teenager in high school when we had this new, unfamiliar English teacher walk into class, intimidating all of us. She gave us all a very difficult assignment at that time for our developing brains. And at the end of which, once we have all written our works, she asked us to volunteer, to stand on stage and read the text that we had written. I was sitting alongside my classmates. I just remember feeling this urge, feeling my heart slowly build up speed, my veins tingling. At that moment, my brain was preparing to kick into higher gear. This momentum that I was feeling is perhaps what had started my public speaking journey. Because although my hands were trembling and inside I felt like the weather was 100 degrees Celsius, still I raised my hand and I stood up holding my paper and read my report. Only a few years later did I come to discover Toastmasters. And of course, as everyone does when they first hear of this organization, my first thought was, what does Toast have to do with public speaking? And yet, I still went to the club. And perhaps one of the first faces that I saw is here with me today, who is Toastmaster Noah. That day, I walked in, trying to put this air of confidence. I went all the way to the back of the room and sat down. I'd read a few books on public speaking. I'd read a few texts on body language. And so I tried to assert myself. I placed my hand firmly on the desk and leaned back. I was the boss. But the truth is, if I did not need to improve, if I did not need Toastmasters, if I really was as confident as I had put on, then I would not have gone there, would I? Still, I kept on that air, while inside my nerves were going insane. At the end of that day, we had our club president, before she was the club president. She walked around the hall asking every new member, including me, how they came to know about Toastmasters and why they joined. Now, what type of professional answer do you imagine myself would have given back then? Casually, with a shrug of my shoulders, I told her, oh yeah, I saw it in a dream. Now, everyone leaned in at that moment. Oh, is he going to say something really deep? Is he being very witty? And my brain, thinking on high speed, I got nervous and I stammered out, yeah, I saw it in a dream. I was dreaming and I was giving a speech to some animals. And at the end of my speech, there was this elephant. He came to me and he told me I need to go to Toastmasters to improve. In my head, I thought I was being the funniest person ever. But what my eyes saw was a lot of expressions that were like, they nodded and they were like, okay, he's a little unique. And that was the end of my encounter that day. I went back home and my emotions were mixed. On one hand, I felt brave and powerful for having gone outside of my comfort zone. But on the other hand, I felt like the world's biggest clown. Elephant? What was I saying? And through my journey on the visionary communication pathway, I cannot tell you that that feeling has completely dissipated. However, what I can tell you is that, as is with every other human endeavor, practice does improve, does help us improve. Because it was only a few days ago that I was giving a speech just as I am now before this audience. That day, I traveled to India. The day before, I traveled to India. I came back by plane just that morning, a 12-hour flight with a stopover at another country. I came to the meeting exhausted, like a zombie. I was clutching a cup of coffee in one hand and a cup of tea in another hand, and both their effects were not kicking in. Still, I stood on stage and presented. Yet the strange thing is, I did not feel nervous that day. Despite being exhausted, despite being sleepless, despite being underprepared. Of course, you'd say these three are the most important things for confidence. If you are prepared, if you have had good sleep, if you have good energy, you ought to be confident, right? And I had none of these three. And still, I did not feel nervous. Well, how come? Are there any experienced Toastmasters here? Have you experienced this yourselves? Where after the 10th speech, the 20th speech, this is no longer outside our comfort zones. And all of a sudden, this task of standing before an audience and speaking no longer seems this deadly of an endeavor. Instead, we start looking for higher horizons. Now, what am I doing here? I could have waited a few more weeks to give a speech at home, in my own country, in my own club. Yet I came here to Karachi Toastmasters because it is no longer enough for me to just give speeches and participate in table topics, as is with many more experienced Toastmasters that I've met. Toastmaster Nawara aspires to become a DTM. Toastmaster Hashim, a rival of mine in the international speech contest, has been struggling for 12 years with his sweat, blood, and tears to win the international speech contest. Toastmaster Fanan, a new person in my life, is trying and succeeding at completing levels faster than I've seen anyone else complete it. And we keep wanting more. Toastmasters pathways are not ends in of themselves. They are called pathways for a reason, because they lead you from one point to the next, at which you will look for another point, for a higher mountain to climb. Would you want to be a DTM? Do you want to win an international speech contest? Do you want to be a mentor? Do you want to hone your skills even further? Throughout my journey in this pathway, I've learned a lot. This visionary communication pathway, I did not only learn to communicate with others, I also learned how to communicate with my own self and come to understand why I do things that I want to do. And now, again, I repeat my words. Here I am, standing in front of Karachi Toastmasters. Why? Why did I not wait just a few more weeks? Today I came back from work, exhausted. Again, I have a cup of tea right there, just outside the frame of my screen. Endurance Perhaps I've gained some endurance throughout this pathway. But what I truly gained was this hunger to improve and become better. This hunger that is built on good principles, those that are of Toastmasters. Again, I mentioned Toastmaster Fennan earlier. The strangest thing happened that day that I came back from India. I was sitting there talking to the other members of the club when all of a sudden I discovered that Toastmaster Fennan had been achieving a lot. He was being a celebrated member. And I remembered when it was me who was getting all the limelight. But instead of feeling jealous, instead of putting her down, I felt proud that I see someone else walking the same path as I have walked. Mr. Karachi, Mr. Talha, Toastmaster Ahmed, Toastmaster Nawar, and everyone present here. I'd like to conclude my speech and conclude my pathway by telling you that we cannot go back in time 5 years. And 5 years from now, we will perhaps wish and miss this very moment. But the only thing that we can do is continue on our pathways forward. Thank you, everyone.
Toastmaster Ahmed, we have a little bit of a tradition here. We give a standing ovation to anyone who breaks the ice and who completes the path. So if you could invite us all, we
So, thank you so much, Toastmaster Ibrahim. You made me think about a lot of stuff, and I think you reflected your path really well at the end. You just made me remember when I did something just like what you did with the elephant, but in a talk in a different city, in a different so anyways, you made me think. It was really relatable and I loved it so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ibrahim, for the speech. And for our next segment, we're gonna move to the table topics. And our table topic master for this day is gonna be Abid Ali Habib. So the stage is yours.
Chance of speaking, then you can speak at least for some time. And this is the very important segment for building your self confidence. So today I have few table topic. How many people are to? You can call 4 or 5. Yeah. So is it online or
you can call anyone from
Anyone,
here or-
even those who were given the privilege speeches.
not preferably,
Achha.
other than those. Yeah.
Imran, you have not given the
No,
privilege
no,
speech.
no.
So my first today's speaker is the Toastmaster Imran, and Toastmaster Imran, the theme of today's topics are personal growth and self-improvement. And my topic for you is the value of being on time.
Thank you so much. A very wonderful and thought-provoking topic given by Toastmaster Abid Ali Habib, fellow Toastmasters and guest. Importance of being on time, right? Okay, I would relate this personally and would like to tell you about my educational life. When I was in school, I could say that I was good in study, not that very good, you may call it above average, and did not fail in any of the class. So from 1 class to 10 class, I cleared all the 10 grades without fail. Then I entered in college life, and there also I was good in studies, but as good as average student was. So I cleared the college without any delay. But after entering in professional qualification, so I wasn't quite sure that would I be able to complete my ACMA or not. So I did not take my studies seriously, and the result was, up till now, I am not. I don't say myself that I'm a qualified ACMA. Always I add I'm an ACMA finalist. And how can I relate this with this topic? That those my friends who qualified on time, they are now on a better position. Whereas if I see myself, that then now I realize that how important is the value of being on time. So I would suggest that try to be punctual, because there is a meaning of being on time. Over to you, Toastmaster Abdul.
Fellow Toastmasters, my second speaker is Toastmaster Hiba. And Toastmaster Hiba, I will request you to say something about why I prefer listening more than speaking. Toastmaster Hiba.
Indeed.
Why I prefer listening more than speaking.
Yes.
Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As an extrovert, I've always been a chatterbox, and I love talking and interacting with people. Sometimes I speak more than I should say. Sometimes I speak more than I should say, as the saying goes, and I reveal a bit too much about myself, which I shouldn't. And anyways. Being a good, apart from listening, is also another aspect, and being a good listener makes you a better speaker. When you listen to a person and eventually you become a better speaker practically everywhere, and makes being a good listener also helps you, improve your listening. It helps you improve your listening skills. It makes you more sharper, and it makes you more that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hiba. I like the most important quality of Toastmaster Hiba is she's very regular. Most of the time I've seen, and as the time is passing, she's progressing drastically. My third speaker is Toastmaster Altaf, and I will request Toastmaster Altaf to say something about the importance of patience.
Thank you, Dr. Master. Dear fellows, importance of patience. Patience actually enhances our tolerance level, and when we listen to anyone patiently, we understand the point in issue without any, adjournment. And by doing so, we are in a good position that instead of adjourning the situation, we try to give a very logical reply, convincing the mind of our listeners again in our favor. This is no doubt the fruit of the quality of patience which you possess. And this, besides giving you, a high quality of tolerance level, it also enhances your confidence while dealing with any situation successfully. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Altaf, for your important words about the importance of patience and convincing the people's ideas into your favor. This is a very important message. My third speaker is our former President Toastmaster Talha. Toastmaster Talha, I will request you to say something about why consistency matters more than talent. Toastmaster Talha.
Thank you so much, Table Topics Master. How would I know? I'm so talented. I don't need to be consistent. Well, this is the mistake most of us make. Especially before joining Toastmasters, many of us are thinking that, we can impress other people by the way we speak in daily life. And that's why we will do automatically well in Toastmasters. And have you recalled your first evaluation? You would be lying if you deny that you wanted to strangle your evaluator. But with time, we come to realize that speaking off the cuff in a day-to-day situation is something else, whereas speaking in a formal setting with a singular mission to communicate and communicate meaningfully is a completely different ballgame. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, consistency is key. It is not only key in Toastmasters, but it is key in every discipline. With enough consistency, you can overcome people with a lot more talent than you have, as long as they are not as consistent as you are. We see in Toastmasters before our eyes, we see in show business, we see in all fields of life, people who continue to work hard ultimately leave people who don't work hard behind. It might be hard to believe, ladies and gentlemen, but it doesn't take long for a journey to adjourn if the person is a genius but they're not willing to work hard to retain that genius. Ultimately, God rewards hard workers. And what it has installed you as your operating system is entirely up to Him. But what you do to maintain it and update it and keep it running is entirely up to you. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you. Toastmaster Talha, consistency is the key. This is the important message I learned from his speech. Thank you, Toastmaster Talha, for giving so beautiful lines in your speech, and we have learned a lot. The theme is personal growth and self-improvement. My next speaker is Toastmaster Online
Ahmed.
Toastmaster Ahmed. Ahmed.
Ahmed.
Toastmaster Ahmed.
Correct pronunciation. Yeah.
Ahmed, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Toastmaster Ahmed. My topic for you is the importance of the power of teamwork. Please say something about it.
Okay. So I didn't think we were gonna ask the questions, but I'm ready for everything. So teamwork is one of the most amazing things I'm really great at. So we had a project in Dhok, which is another city in Iraq, the Kurdish city. So most of people speaks only English and Kurdish, and I was Arabian. But through English, I talked to them. I improved myself through 16 days. I kept on improving and working on myself, and teamwork made a great project because it was an innovation challenge. So we needed to make a whole project. In 16 days, we did amazing. The president of the American University in Talk, she told me I was the best. She said you led the team to a great vision. So I'm really good with team working, and it is the most important thing. We had a problem in our team. When we solved this problem, we really did really great after we solved this problem. So yeah, teamwork is the most important thing in any project. Without a team, you are nothing. So thank you so much, and going back to you, table.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ibrahim. My next speaker, is it last one?
Yes, you can call.
Toastmaster Wajid. Is it
Yes.
is it the last one?
Yes, yes.
Toastmaster Wajid, I would request you, is he online? Huh? Is it?
Yes, yes.
Toastmaster Wajid, I would request you say something. How communication solve most problems? How communication solve most problems?
Toastmaster Bhatt, is it possible for you to turn on your video?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Thank you so much.
Assalamualaikum to all.
Walaikum salam.
I've been given the topic of the communication.
Yes.
Yes, communication is effective and most vital part in any form of the communication, whether it's marketing, whether it's on your career, whether you are communicating with any person. If you are given any task and you're adjourning the communication, you are losing the part, you are losing your value, you are losing an effective roles and decisions made by you or your in any way. So uh, today there is some task and I have to communicate with my boss and my directors. So if I adjourning my communication and meeting, I will be losing my task and postponing it. So if I have to communicate effectively with any rules, it will be easier to see the outcomes and for me and the other person will have the clear vision and see what's going on in any matter, whether it's on your job, whether you are whether it's on your personal growth. So yes, communication is effective in any form if you are communicating. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Wajid. This was, I believe, this was he was the final speaker. So this was the second part of our today's meeting, second segment of Toastmasters meeting. And now I will give the charge of today's meeting to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much. So after this amazing table topic, we go to evaluate everyone. So to start with it's gonna be the general evaluator who's gonna evaluate everything about the session from timing to everything. So the stage is yours, Toastmaster Ibrahim.
Share the link.
Yeah. Okay. Before Ibrahim starts, everyone, the poll for best table topic speaker has been floated. Please vote.
I hope no one is time disqualified.
No.
Good to know.
Over to you, Ibrahim.
All right, welcome again. Thank you for having me come to your meeting, especially as with such a role as the general evaluator. Now, to start with, I'll try to mention objective things that I noticed about the meeting. Firstly, when I was speaking, it was not ideal the way that I saw the timing cards. So what we do in our club when we have hybrid meetings, we try to have the timer be an online role so that they can show the colors on the screen so both the people who are in the in-person meeting can see it and people who are online can see it easily. And that relates to my second point, which is uh, you tilted the camera during my speech towards the audience so I could see the audience's reaction to my speech. But I don't think the first and second speakers could see the audience well.
Right.
And even in my case, when I was seeing the audience, suddenly I see the screen turn into green. And I think I saw some cards in person, so you could have lifted the cards there in person and showed it to me instead of changing the screen and then obscuring my view of the audience. Secondly, noise. So ideally, when a speaker is talking on stage, because his voice is going to be carried out into the room, if you don't have a high quality mic, then, for example, your laptop or your phone's mic is going to detect the echo of that and then present it to the speaker. So I could hear myself at sometimes as well, hearing my echo. Ways of fixing that would be you could just get any cheap mic because they'll prevent that problem. They have a thing to prevent the echo from sounding. Or when there's a speaker, you could mute the voice of the account that's showing us the audience. And finally, I was sent the voting link. However, it required access, which is not an issue because you could give it to me like really quickly. Uh, However, for future meetings, especially with guests, it would be awesome to have that be a really smooth experience. Other than that, I felt very positive energy here, and I there's a lot of members as well. I've been in clubs that had way less attendees and less members, so this is very good for a club, and I wish you all the best. Thank you, everyone.
Excuse me. Thank you so much, Ibrahim. But you also need to introduce the speech evaluators and the facilitators.
Okay, well, usually the Toastmaster of the day does that in our club, but
Oh, okay. That's why. Then you can
I can do
proceed.
it if you'd like me
You,
to.
yeah, in our club, it's the journal evaluator who hosts the entire session.
It's perfectly fine.
So you can do as whatever makes you comfortable. That's
Okay,
absolutely
I see the evaluators.
yeah.
So for the first speaker, Toastmaster Imran Rana, could you give us the evaluation of Toastmaster Omar Khayyam?
Thank you so much, Moderator, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, Toastmaster Omar Khayyam delivered a wonderful speech, a very thought-provoking speech, I must say. You started casually, which is not required from a speaker like you, because an opening should be a one sentence or a question or something which engage the audience, not about today I'm going to talk about. Please remove that sentence from your speeches next time. I don't want to see that. It means you did not learn, literally. Means it's been a year and you are doing the same mistake again and again and again. Second thing, I love your vocal variety, especially the voice. It has literally sincerity, it has honesty. You uses high and low tones in a best way, along with meaningful pauses, which really involved me, at least myself, in your speech. However, again, it was casual. So you need the practice element, which the previous evaluator mentioned, it was there. You did not practice on the delivery side. Overall, you delivered the speech without any hesitation. Your confidence was out of this world. You were in a great confidence, and I really liked those metaphor. I've what we can say. The first one was no cheese at the end of rat race, and before that it was there's nothing. There's dash at the end of the rainbow. What was that?
Pot of gold. Pot of gold. Pot of gold.
Okay, pot of gold.
Gold. Gold.
Okay, pot of golds. So it was quite amazing, and they were spot on. Your content, you always come up and with an amazing content. Your content, I must say that it is arranged in a chronological order with a proper opening, body, and conclusion. But please never start your speeches with this, that today I'm going to talk about. This will kill the, what do we call, the value of your speech. When you are delivering a speech, let the people or the audience flow with the flow of your speech. Overall, a wonderful speech delivered with great confidence, and it was an eye-opening speech with a thought-provoking message. With that, I would like to hand over the charge back to the general evaluator, and who is Ibrahim Khalid.
Thank you a lot, Toastmaster Talha. Now, Toastmaster Omar Khayyam, you just received the evaluation. It is your turn to give the evaluation for Toastmaster Tariq. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, General Evaluator, for the introduction. The icebreaker speech was given by Toastmaster Somro, and if I may say, it was such a wonderful speech. I really enjoyed it. It was extremely well structured, and the speech started with a hook, and it created interest of all of the audience. The most important points of the speech were the desire for discipline and not wasting time. The speaker, being an engineer, displayed or expressed the engineering dilemma that engineers are not good with words, but they are good with work. Every engineer faces this, and you express your desire to get over that dilemma. You also mentioned that if you ignore small problems, it will become a catastrophe. It really ran well with all of the audience. You really hit a home run. You choose action so that you may improve yourself. This was also an important point, and everybody in the audience desires to mirror your enthusiasm for this club. These are very good points, and some things I would like to recommend to you if you would like to improve yourself. I noticed that you were sitting while giving the speech. If you would have sat up, or you would have stood up and walked around a little bit in front of the camera, you would have displayed more energy and engaged the audience more. I also noticed that maybe taking advantage, you were reading, possibly not reading from the screen, but if you are a little extempore, I know it's a prepared speech, but it connects the audience more. I would like to also give you some parting advice as a fellow engineer. This club is filled with chartered accountants or office workers. They do not get what is mean to be an engineer doing engineering job. All of the day they see at numbers and they have made their guesses that what number is good or bad and it is now automatic. But us engineers, they get problems at their job which is completely outside their domain. Being an engineer does not mean that you solve all the world problem what everybody expected. The problem is that this saps energy out of you, and when you are at the club meeting, these chartered accountants expect something very good out of you, and they give very harsh critique. So, so welcome, and I hope you will keep on giving good speeches. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Omar. Now, Toastmaster Talha, I'd like to firstly thank you for having me join your club for this meeting, and I look forward to hearing your evaluation of my speech. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ibrahim. So, all right. First of all, congratulations on completing your path. This is a momentous occasion in every Toastmasters journey. And again, we are thrilled and honored that you chose to share it with us. You started with audience interaction, which is always a surefire way to involve the audience as well as increase your confidence. I especially love the fact that at the completion of a path, you were in a contemplative and reflective mood rather than in a celebratory mood. And that tells me that as a person, you must be a really decent guy, because whenever a person like you achieves something big, they grow subdued and grateful and contemplative. And this is something that reminds us to be grateful rather than necessarily proud of our achievements. You had good expressions, and throughout the speech you were assertive. Your voice was very authoritative, and I see great things. Again, your voice was breaking up a little bit due to the audio connection, perhaps, but with a better audio setup, we would have really felt it as well. You had a good build-up to your speech. You paid tribute to your mentor, Toastmaster Nawara, and that is also the sign of a really decent human being, when they do not forget their benefactors at the time of success. You had great word usage like completely dissipated, a new person in my life, we keep wanting more, and learning to communicate with my own self. And that gave me pause, because that was an epiphany that dawned upon me right when you spoke it, that when we learn to communicate, we learn to communicate with ourselves as well. So that was beautiful. You had a dash of humor here and there. Your speech was very relatable. You had great ambition and great takeaway from your journey. So can't fault the content or the lessons that you took away. A few improvement areas. First of all, I felt that your facial expressions did not go that well with the content of your speech. It could have been more expressive, and again, I can relate to that because I also struggle in that area. Vocal variety was there, but a little bit muted. At some point in time, you could have amped it up a little bit. For example, 100 degrees Celsius, or my brain thinking at high speed, or world's biggest clown. I know it sounds dramatic, artificial, overdone, but keep doing it and you'll grow into it. You need to learn to throw your voice a little bit. I think you will learn with time. In terms of stage movement, you were, at some point I detected a bit of pendulum that could have been avoided. And finally, my one advice to you is please smile more. You've completed a path. So overall, congratulations, and over to you, Journal Evaluator.
Take back your responsibilities.
Uh, Hello, Toastmaster Ibrahim, are you there?
We are disconnected.
We are?
Yes.
Yes, I'm here.
All right. So,
Appreciate the.
it is time to take over. I hope you were able to hear your evaluation.
Yeah, my internet cut out for a little bit, but
All
I
right.
did hear the evaluation.
But I'll share the recording with you as well, so no worries.
Great. And now do I hand control to the Toastmaster of the day?
Well, you can invite them and they can then invite the facilitators. So, yeah.
All right. Well, my fellow Toastmaster from Iraq, I give the stage now to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ibrahim. Another time I say congratulations on on finishing your path. And now we move on to the facilities reports, which is first of all we go to the grammarian to give us his report about the grammars of today. So the stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, dear fellows. Today I noticed a lot of improvement. Everybody took part in presenting speeches with great cautious and care. And nobody gave me a chance to note omissions or violations of any grammatical rules. So this achievement by all really is of great importance. So far as the today's word of the day, adjournment, two or three TMs incorporated this word in their speeches. With this, I would like to thank. Over to.
Okay, thank you so much, the grammarian, for your amazing work today. So next we go to the listener. We didn't have a counter. Remind me if we had one.
Yes, it's the listener's turn. It's Toastmaster Hiba.
Okay, fellow Toastmasters, we all know what the listener does. So, okay, someone said stammered.
Umar Khayyam.
No.
I think it was Ibrahim.
Yes.
Ibrahim.
Okay. Momentum.
Ibrahim.
Yes.
Again Ibrahim.
Unpatriotic.
That is the one.
Umar
Yes. Armed with sorry. Catastrophic situation.
Tala.
No.
No, it was, I think,
Ibrahim.
Ibrahim.
No.
No. Just Toastmaster
Tariq Sumru.
Yes. Okay, completely different ball game.
Umar Khayyam.
No.
Ibrahim.
No.
Tariq.
No.
Solo.
No. You go with everyone now.
No.
It's DTM Tanha. Okay, armed with this knowledge.
That would be Ibrahim.
No.
Umar?
Yes, Omar. Okay, befitting reply.
Tala.
Tariq.
Toastmaster Umar Khayyam. Pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Again, Toastmaster Umar.
And the last
And then
one, problem with the chorus.
Umar Khayyam.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Hiba. So at the end of the session, we go to the president to conclude this session, and the stage is yours.
All right. Thank Thank you so much. Again, just to clarify before anyone objects, I am the officiating president or the caretaker or the temporary president because our actual president, Toastmaster Shahzaid, is occupied in office. So thank you so much everyone for attending. And while the results are, Toastmaster Imran, are you floating the poll for the best picture?
Internet is not working.
All right.
Okay.
So
let me try and float the best roll for the best pick.
all right. So while the poll for the best pick 4 is being floated, let us ask our guests for their comments. We have already heard the comments of our Toastmaster Ibrahim, but I love the comments of Toastmaster Ahmed. So your thoughts about the club and the meeting.
Okay, so about this meeting, it was an amazing meeting. Generally, there was a lot of good vibes, small mistakes because online stuff always have mistakes, online meets and this stuff. But generally, it was amazing. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Talha. Thanks to everyone. It was great session to be in.
Thank you so much. Taking the spirit of your theme, Toastmaster Ahmed, no one can be perfect, and of course, we should prioritize progress over perfection because perfection can never be attained, but progress can be. And today, I think it is our singular honor to have hosted two honorable members from brother country of Iraq. So we are so grateful that you spared your time and effort, and especially since one of you became the Toastmaster of the day and the other graced us with a reflect on your path speech, which is always a privilege to hear. Toastmaster Wajid, it was your first meeting as a member, so your feedback, because next time we won't be asking for feedback, we'll ask you to do your icebreaker. So Toastmaster Wajid, your comments.
So it was great session, and I'm just starting out, and I will be learning a lot from the sessions and the portal as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Wajid. My message to you is that you will learn even more if you keep taking roles or keep doing speeches. And Toastmaster Tariq Sumro, how does it feel to have completed your icebreaker today? All right, perhaps Toastmaster Tariq is away, but Toastmaster Imran?
No internet.
Okay, no internet. So, okay, so actually we are having a bit of connectivity issues here. So what we'll be doing is that we'll ask Toastmaster Imran, whenever you get the internet, float the poll for the best pick 4, and then we'll announce the results. Right now, we're not announcing the results. Instead, we are thanking all our participants and the last opportunity to use word of the day. The meeting is hereby ended. Thank you so much everyone, and see you all next week. Ibrahim and Ahmed, we'd love for you to continue attending whenever you find the time. The club is open to you guys. If you want to do a project or do any role, we would be more than happy to accommodate you. Thank you so much. And for that matter, other members of your club as well. Alright?
It's a good meeting in time period. It finished well in time and it
Yes.
should be the better.
Thank you so much.
2015 at 8:15.